Think about every major Nintendo console launch. 1985, 1991, 1996. For decades, Nintendo has had the perfect formula. New hardware meant a revolutionary new Mario adventure. It was the law of the land. But in 2001, when the purple lunchbox, the GameCube, was ready to launch, Nintendo did something unthinkable. They took their biggest mascot, their guaranteed system seller, and they left him at home. Welcome back to Secret Levels. Today, we're looking at the original Luigi's Mansion. This wasn't just a fun side project. It was one of the boldest, most brilliant launch risks in gaming history. Everyone expected a masterpiece, but instead, we got a spooky adventure starring a terrified younger brother, Luigi. But this small game set the stage for everything that the GameCube would become. Experimental, atmospheric, and absolutely unforgettable. The immediate, undeniable genius of Luigi's Mansion was its atmosphere. You have to remember, coming off the Nintendo 64, we were used to an angular, blocky graphic setup. Very basic environmental effects. The GameCube was a beast. Luigi's Mansion was a showcase. The physics were groundbreaking. Do you remember seeing the dust motes floating in the flashlight beam? The way the curtains and the tablecloths and even Luigi's overalls would react to the suction of the vacuum cleaner? It felt like real life. It wasn't some upbeat, bright Mario adventure. It was a slow-paced, tense, articulated, and immaculate game. It was the ticking of a clock, the soft groans of this mansion that was beautiful, slightly unsettling main theme. It wasn't horror in the traditional sense. It introduced a cinematic moodiness that Nintendo had never touched before. But the atmosphere only worked because of its anchor, which is Luigi. Nintendo didn't just give us Mario. They gave us all green Luigi. They gave us a complete character who was vulnerable. For the first time, Nintendo left the hero that was fearless, and they went to Luigi, who is absolutely petrified. His teeth chattering, knees knocking. Every few seconds, he stops to shake himself out of fear. But my absolute favorite detail, the one that still gives me the chills of nostalgia, is how he hums. When the mansion gets quiet, Luigi tries to comfort himself by quietly humming the game's own soundtrack, his voice quivering with fear. The detail made us root for him because Mario's a powerhouse, Luigi's a survivor. The risk Nintendo took was betting that this terrified hero was just as engaging as the brave one, and they won! This exact moment, we all stopped looking at Luigi as just player 2. Now let's talk about the physics. Luigi's Mansion was designed as a tech demo to show off what the GameCube's processor and the new GameCube controller could do. They needed the gameplay to feel completely unique, and the result was the Poltergust 3000. It wasn't standard, it was ghost hunting. It was a puzzle, because you couldn't just suck up the ghost instantly. You had to catch him with the flashlight and wait for the core to appear and lock on. It felt like a real fishing game. You had to fight against ghosts using both analog sticks. Keep that in mind. You had to pull them back while managing your own stamina, and the rumble feature in the new controller, I was using the Wavebird, provided an incredible tactical feedback system that when the Poltergust locked on, you felt the resistance. Because every capture was satisfying, Nintendo created a whole new genre for this game, and it simply was because they were dared to rethink combat. Now looking back, Luigi's Mansion was far from a simple tech demo. It was declaration. It proved that the GameCube was going to be the console of atmosphere, personality, and creative risks. And we see that in many games I'll be covering, such as Mario Kart Double Dash, or Mario Sunshine, or Mario Strikers, but the standard Mario launch title would have been safe. Luigi's Mansion, that was brilliant. It traded familiarity for atmosphere, and action for personality, and safety for soul. It's the reason why, 20 years later, we can close our eyes and still hear that hum, see that flickering flashlight, and remember the perfect moodiness of that rainy GameCube afternoon or evening. And that is exactly why it remains Nintendo's most brilliant launch risk. What is your favorite memory of this game? Did you get all the gold portraits? Did you spend most of your time listening to Luigi hum? Did you get all the money and get the mansion? Let me know in the comments. This is Secret Levels, and we'll be back with another one soon.